Roundtable. We are your hosts.
Big G.
Matt Souza.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
Mark Nicastro.
All right, kids. What's up, kids?
Or Nick Marcastro.
Nick Marcastro.
Whatever
Mark
you want to
Nicastro.
call me.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and
We've been knowing Nick for a minute. Anyway, go.
I was going to say, do you want to, like, it's interesting that we have Matt and Nick
Right.
on the show tonight because it's an interesting story about the connection between Doug and Matt
Right.
and Mark.
Right.
I don't know
That's
if you're...
basically how we met Doug.
we knew Matt first. You almost killed him that night. But
I was telling him
I
that
heard that story. That was a great story.
almost as good as the story when he hit the deer.
No, nothing tops that because the deer hit him.
Yes, it did. It did. So we met Matt, and then Matt introduced us to Doug, who became the Whiskey Wizard, and then Mark, you came into the
Yeah,
crowd.
from Matt introducing me to you guys about this show, which I love. And then, we got to talking about guns, and since I own a firearms company, and
Yes, this one I'm going to put it on right now.
yes, one of our proud sponsors, Rawhide Firearms.
yep,
Yep,
love it.
I just put the picture up of your little
Logo.
logo.
Well, thank you very much. So,
Buy one before you
Twinsburg,
can't
Ohio, and glad to help out. Certified NRA instructor. So, if you guys need anything for lessons on shotgun, pistol, rifle, I can do that. CCW classes, all of those things, right in Twinsburg.
Amen.
Right.
Amen.
So, thank you guys because I appreciate
Yes.
the little plug, but I love coming here and doing the show with you guys.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad.
You've got like that. I'm sorry, his voice is like perfect for like radio.
Yeah, so I got a face
So
for
is his
radio
face.
too. Thank you, Matt. Exactly.
All right.
Ed Zachary.
But
Zachary.
so
Zachary face.
we like guns,
Zachary's
we like
disease.
whiskey, but not together. That's
True.
Well, before we move forward,
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad about Fabio over here because Fabio,
You gonna give him some of your cock?
I'm gonna give you a little fighting cock, and
Chicken cock.
you got a towel? Just kidding.
So
We
what?
could try that. Just try that later.
So what Greg's
What?
passing out? I got the chicken cock double oak this week.
Yeah.
It's a newer one, and we just cracked the bottle tonight, and that's
Yep.
what some of us are pre-gaming with. And
So we wanted to make sure that actually, Fabio, you'll be doing the show next week.
right.
yeah, oh yeah, and that's going to be a peaty one too. Are you ready for it?
It is the
Down goes
We'll
Anderson.
talk about that.
Down goes
It's
Anderson.
about as peaty as you can get. Down goes Anderson.
Chew on some moss.
That's a good one.
And since we're talking sports, Matt. We put the Great Lakes Kolsch beer on the table to celebrate once again Joe Thomas
Yeah.
going into the Pro Bowl.
Awesome.
We haven't had much to celebrate football-wise here in
No,
Cleveland. So
probably not this year either. Hey, there's always decade from now.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe your grandchildren will
Yeah,
get
maybe.
to
Yeah.
enjoy.
Maybe your
Browns.
great grandchildren will.
You're saying there's not going to be a happy ending this particular season?
There will be no happy ending.
Tell Deshaun that.
It depends
Oh,
who you're a fan of.
Oh!
To who-
Yes.
oh.
Yes.
I did want to say that Greg told me he was very upset that Megan Rapinoe was retiring.
No.
Oh, that's right.
Can't believe
And
it.
I would like to congratulate the Swedish women's soccer team
That's
for
right.
beating
I
the
love
men's
Sweden.
USA soccer team.
They-
That's right.
Well, I'm just a fan of the Swedish women.
She was
Any of
all-
those athletes.
I've been there. I can
She was
tell
all
you
wiener hurt
firsthand.
for sure. Oh well.
Whew, we're getting off track. I knew
Yeah.
this was going to happen tonight. But
Oh, Mark's here.
So
What do
I'll get us back on track. Matt, I heard a story about you this past week that you were at that bar we like to go to. You had like 10 Johnny Walker Blues.
what?
You did?
And then you kind of doubled over and the bartender said, "What's the matter?" And you said, "I shouldn't have drank all that whiskey with what I got." And he said, "Well, what do you got?" You said $2.50. Okay.
When you said double over, I thought
Oh
he
my
was
goodness.
going to have even more to drink when you said
Oh
double
my
over.
goodness.
I washed dishes that night. It was okay.
Mm-hmm. Too funny.
All right.
Uh huh.
Too
All right. So
funny.
what have you kids been up to this week? Anything?
Nothing.
Nothing, huh?
Nothing
All
worthy
right.
of comment.
Karen got to hang out with me at the office a little bit today. She got
Oh
to,
yeah, that was
Oh.
fun.
to get to see what I get
These
on
people.
a daily basis.
My car is a 2000. Why is the insurance more expensive? Because things break down when they get old. That's why you're like insurance.
That's my
goes
problem.
up. Yes, when
Well,
you
that's-
get older,
that's-
your health insurance goes up. When your car's older, your car
So
insurance goes up.
she called because she's an elderly lady and she's an ex-school teacher and all that stuff and
Don't give
and
away
she
too much.
I'm not gonna give away too much and she's a little cray so she calls and she starts off with
The hamster isn't running in a
Right.
full circle there.
so she gets to a point where she gets herself all wound up and now she's yelling about I can't afford this and that and da 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 da. So I said, you know,
Let me take a look.
Let me give me your first and last name. So I look it up and all that stuff. I said, oh yeah, okay, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And she's all like, you know, I'm retired, blah 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 blah, da 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 da.
And I don't drive that.
And I don't drive that much, and people usually take me places and this and that, and she's going on and on and on. So I look it up, and her rate, she goes, my rate is skyrocketed, and you just redid my insurance like a year ago. And I'm like, okay, well, I saved you like $400, you know, last year. How much did it go up? It went crazy. So at the end of the day, it went up $2.50 a month.
That's a cup of coffee.
That's
Come on now.
cup of coffee. But then she was trying to, you know,
Backpedal.
Yeah. So anyway.
Michael Jackson moonwalking.
She goes, well, you know what? Now, now that you explained, this is a short story, but anyway, now that you explained it to me, I completely understand, and I am so sorry that I bothered you today. And you tell Mr. So-and-so that I said hello. I said, okay, thank you very much, Bo. Karen comes around, she goes, blah, 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 blah. So, okay. I go,
I have
hey,
like this.
I get this
patience.
every day. This is how it works every day.
Working with the public.
Well, and the crazy thing is, like, people just start screaming, and she was loud. I mean, she sounded angry, you know. And Greg, it's his years of training with the sheriff's office, I think, and
Just keep your mouth shut and let them
the
talk.
louder they go, the quieter you got.
It's the best way to do it.
The best way to do
But
it.
it was fun. It was fun.
So,
Do you guys have anything you want to share? I mean,
Yeah.
about
Yeah, what's-
with your
I
rock
can't
hide?
tell the story over the internet about when Mark and I first met.
Why
No.
not?
I can't tell you that.
Was it in the?
It was in the
what
tennis
is-
court.
It was on a tennis
It
court.
was a tennis court. It's a
Oh,
bad story.
okay.
We can't go there.
Can't go there. This is
But-
this is not an R-rated show. And we don't want it to.
okay, well, you can tell us after.
Yes.
I thought it was a Roman bathhouse. What?
That was his other friend.
Oh, okay.
That was
right.
Nick.
What?
Mark
Greg?
asked.
Greg was what? What? Greg was what?
That's
No,
right.
I'm just kidding. What? So, all kidding aside, what do we got on the scroll? Anybody on the scroll?
We got a lot going
Oh,
on
what's
going on?
tonight.
Let's
We got
go.
Bob Leakin, who wanted to come out tonight.
Oh,
Bob Lincoln, Cleveland
Should've
Whiskey, one of our
Dude.
other great sponsors.
Love the products.
I thought we just had this chat.
Yeah, his tasting ran long. He couldn't. He
Oh
couldn't make
my
it.
goodness.
Bob, where were you
Yeah.
today? I'm just curious
He
where
took a look.
where you're. I know you're all over the place now because you're.
Him and,
Doing your
him and
thing.
Mama spent some time together this week, which was good. I saw some pictures.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
they're in my neck
Booker
of the
Boggs.
neighborhood.
Booker Boggs has not
There's
been
Booker
on.
Boggs.
I don't
I
know.
don't think she
And
likes
we
this
were-
one.
She's
We
gonna
were-
lose her Booker
we were-
Boggs name.
Yeah, we even mentioned like chicken cock and one of her favorites, and
If you
it's
mention
not-
it, she will come.
Usually when you just have to say that and she'll show up, but I don't know what's going on. We'll have to reach out. And, I've been meaning to do that anyway, just see what's going on there.
I think it was her birthday the other day too.
I think
if
it
I have
was,
that
yeah.
correct.
So we got to see what's going on.
Gotcha.
We got Rob from up north.
Up north.
Rob.
Rob, are you home?
You still in Sturgis?
You
or
still
did
in Sturgis
you
or
back? Karen B says have a good show.
What's up, KB?
Karen B, a different Karen B. And yes, Bob, it is a full house. And we also here tonight have Falbio is with us. to help kick off Scotch Month because you
Right.
love your scotches.
Yeah, he love it. Oh, absolutely.
Ooh, bad
That's a
weather
little-
heading our way.
So that gets into what are we pre-gaming with?
What are
And
we pre-gaming
I'm
with?
pre-gaming
A
with a
little
little
bit of
Loch Lomond 12-year-old
Okay.
single malt. And
Okay.
Matt, what are you having right now?
I'm having Pellegrino.
Well,
Yeah,
no, you
like-
had a little bit of.
No, he has nothing right now. He would
Well,
like
he
a little
does
Loch
have-
Lomond, but
Well, I
nobody
think
will
we
give
can
him
take
that.
care of that. For
I
him.
just want to know what Greg's
have a sip
smoking.
of that.
What's Greg smoking?
I'm smoking
Karen,
a Royal
you too.
Havana cigar. This is a Diablo, full body cigar, but it does not smoke like a full body. It's a
Is that
great,
what I'm
great
smoking?
cigar. Yes, sir.
That's a very good cigar.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Yeah.
Whiskey Roundtable cigars, is
Nice.
it? Or no, just the
Nice
Royal
feeling.
Havana.
Yeah, Royal Havana.
Nice kind of middle of the road.
You're gonna like that, Matt. That's good.
Yeah, man. I tell you what.
It's free. I love it already.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's your favorite kind.
Pass
Yeah.
that back over.
And just a quick
Because-
shout
no,
out
no.
to Nunzio
No, only
is
'cause
out
it-
there too.
Nunzio, what's up? How was the funeral, Nunzio? Just curious.
Oh, nothing like bringing us down. Thank you.
No, we were talking. No, I don't want to get. I don't want to get into a lot, but he had a very good dear friend. I think the father passed away, and they're Jewish people, and he was like, "What? I don't know. I've never been to anything like that." So, because I graduated from an all-Jewish school, yeah, believe it or not. But I just told him what to expect. That's all. So and let me know, because back in the day when I went to school, back in I graduated in '83, so things were different than they are now today. So I just told him don't expect any coffin or any of that other stuff. So you gotta wear your yarmulke. You gotta do all that other stuff.
Coffin. Did they have to wear masks because they had their coffin?
No, there was no coffin. That's what
Oh,
We're
okay.
not allowed.
But anyway, we were talking, and I said, let me know, just for my own sense, because I do have a lot of Jewish friends, so, which we're all sitting here today. But anyway,
That's why he's drinking
cheap
the
ass
free whiskey.
motherfucker.
Wow.
So anyway,
We are
but
off the
that's
rails tonight.
yeah, we are.
It's not my
Oh,
fault.
we got the game. Game's on.
Meandering.
Got the game. Look at the boys.
I know. It's so great to have you guys.
Oh,
here.
Yeah,
Here,
it really
thank
is.
you.
We're
So,
only missing Bob Leakin. That's the only one we're missing.
That's
so
why I came.
Greg, what show is this for 2023? What would you?
Jesus,
Ooh,
I
is there a
want to say
hint in there? 2023.
24 shows.
23rd.
Didn't get that clue at all.
I can't
did ya?
give it away. Can
I didn't even hear what you said.
I said, is there a hint in there somewhere? 2023.
Oh, I didn't hear. No worries.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's
There's
all
a
right,
lot
yeah,
going
sorry.
on.
It's our 23rd show of
There we go.
2023.
There you go.
I don't know why I keep track of that, but
That's a good thing.
It's always
Yeah.
fun.
It's interesting.
I usually get it once or maybe
it does
twice a
seem
year.
like it,
Usually on the first show every
you
year.
know,
he
in the
gets
eighth,
Yeah.
the eighth month of the year, you'd think we would be more than 23 shows, but hey, that's where we are.
Even if
Well, we've had, don't forget,
We did miss more than usual.
we had the Mississippi flood, so that took
Yeah.
4 weeks, and then you guys were gone for a couple weeks, and
and I was working.
you
so
were
I was
working, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
it just hey, it is what it is.
That's right. We do the best we can here
That's it.
to bring this entertainment
Hey,
to everyone.
it is not
Every
about
week.
quantity, it's
It's about-
quality.
Right.
So, and this is quality.
Wait a minute.
Perfect.
All right, are we doing a radio show today?
I think so. And
So we're talking about whiskey.
we are talking about whiskey.
We are?
So, and to that point, what whiskey are we talking about?
All right. Well, let's take a ride on the
Fighting
bottle
cock,
cam.
apparently. Oh,
Well, we have a few things up here.
that's what I
bottle
said. Fighting
came
cock,
up
same
close.
thing.
Yeah, chicken. Yeah, not. Yeah.
Which is a good fighting cock is fantastic.
It is.
Never had it.
It's
Let's try
Very
it.
good.
All right. Let's see what we got on the show tonight. So take a ride on the bottle.
Be right
Hey
back.
everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
All right. So how do you pronounce this stuff? Because I
It's
always
Shieldaig. Shieldaig.
Shieldaig.
Yeah.
Shieldaig?
That's
Shieldaig or Shieldaig. I mean,
that's Scottish for a cup.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, Shieldaig. No, good.
It's nice.
I don't know. I'm taking Gaelic, but I don't know that one.
What? Well, it's. I did have that in my notes. That was one of the few things that I did find. But what was that
What?
show that they used to give like weird stuff, and then there was like celebrities that had to describe what they thought it was? What was that show? It's not To Tell the Truth, or
I don't know.
I don't know. It used to be a game show.
Yeah, I
It
know.
was
I know the one you mean.
Move along, kids. Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. But anyway, it doesn't have to do with a cup. It takes its name from the Old Norse. Shieldaig means lock of herring. So, like the fish. So I did not get a lot of information on this. And
Loch of herring.
Loch, Loch.
So Herring Lake.
Lake.
Yeah.
Yes. A lake with a lot of herring fish.
Herring is a ocean fish. Anyway, that
Sounds fishy to me.
Yeah.
He's stupid.
Yeah.
I've never seen him drink whiskey before.
So, listen, I went to his house for the first time. Sorry, kids. And I was so hungover, and he's all like,
Oh, that was great.
He told me
so
about
here,
it.
here I am buying a gun, drunk as hell, and
But I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
couldn't tell. But I was just hungover. I won't say drunk. as
No, he
hell.
was not drunk. He was hungover.
But I filled out the paperwork, but Miss Karen carried out all the stuff. But anyway, long story short, bullet.
Yes.
That's what you drank,
That's
yes.
what I drank, bullet.
I have
Very
that
appropriate.
ready for
Message
anyone.
received.
I have some great bullets that you've never probably have had. That
Probably not, but I like to keep that on hand since it is a gun
it
business.
is. It's awesome.
You got to celebrate your purchase of a firearm with bullet.
So
That is so
thank
cool.
God, thank God that Miss Karen was there.
For once.
Yeah.
I was the one that wasn't hungover.
Oh,
I
it was
know.
after a radio show.
It was ugly.
All right.
No, in all seriousness, it was great. There was no problems.
No,
you
no,
were
no.
fine.
Yeah.
It was just a little fun.
It's when I tried to buy the gun that it took forever to go through.
Well, that's because you misspelled things on the 4473. I could have called you Hunter
Lied
Biden.
about her
I
age.
could have called her Hunter Biden. Let me tell you.
No, well, it's funny because I spelled it just fine. What I never ever noticed is that the address is spelled wrong on my driver's license, and it's been that way. I mean, I have to renew it next year. So.
Well, for those of you that don't understand this, when we run a background check for the purchase of a firearm, you have to validate that
you have to
the,
pass first.
yeah,
Yeah, you have
the,
to-
the ID
yeah,
has
yeah,
to
yeah,
match
yeah.
what they write on the paper. So I'm sitting there looking at the paper and looking at the ID going, mm-mm. So we had a little bit of an issue when we entered that in, but it turned out all good. So
But I was sober when I left.
You were sober when you got there.
you were
just
sober when you
sick.
got there. You were just
No, I
hungover.
was hungover, but after a couple of conversations, and he couldn't wait for us to leave. We got there like at 7 o'clock, and he finally kicked us out at like 3:30.
It was all good. It was all good. They bought 47 things. It was great.
Never tell
Anyway.
you you're stupid.
Dear God.
Anyway, come on,
Anyway,
radio show.
So
Sorry,
back to
kids.
the
Sorry.
Shieldaig. So
This is what happened.
this product is from the Ian McLeod Distillers, and they do one of our favorites that we do or try to do at least every Halloween, which is the Smokehead.
Yes. Oh, that's great to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They also do Smokehead. They do Glengoyne.
That's a
good.
single malt.
That's
yeah.
a good product.
From, yeah, I thought it was one of the Campbell Towns. I think it's
Where you
a
going with
Campbelltown
that, Jack?
single malt. What?
Nothing. Nothing to see here, kids. Move along.
And a couple that I have never heard of before: Sheep Dip and Pig's Nose.
Some blended. Other
Sounds
blended.
appetizing.
Well, I don't know if I want anything blended with sheep dip.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. That's an interesting name for
Very
a
earthy.
chosen. You wouldn't necessarily
Peaty.
choose that.
Nutty.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Nutskins. What? Oh my goodness. So what we are doing the classic, which is a 12-year blended Scotch, but they also do a 12-year single malt.
Yes.
So tell the story.
And upstairs, I noticed on your shelf that's next to the kitchen is that there is a Shieldaig Isla single malt. So
Ernie, cousin Ernie.
Ernie.
So they don't just do blendeds. Obviously, it's a private bottler, and as we said, they do some different things, and they do some single malts too. So they must buy it from a distillery that shall remain unnamed, and then they put their own label and bottle it.
So
We talked about that in separate
so
episodes.
maybe we're coming to the end of the year, so to say. So let's do that bottle. Let's
Yeah.
do that bottle. Let's
Yeah.
do that bottle maybe at the end of the year or beginning of next year.
Sounds great.
All right.
All right.
But yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned, but this one as well as the single malt, they're both aged 12 years. This is only 80 proof, so it's
I've
A
had
lot
it.
of
I've had it. I
blendeds
like
are
it.
80 proof.
okay.
That's very common, right? And so 12 means that the youngest thing in this bottle has to be a 12. Whatever they blended together, the 12 represents the youngest whiskey of those blends.
So the other stuff could be longer.
Yeah, it can be 14, 15.
Wow.
I didn't know
You
that.
know, yeah. So they always have to put the youngest on the age statement.
So, Doug, I know that you've done this before, and I can never keep it straight in my mind, but the Speysides, so where are they in the, I don't know, what hierarchy or whatever of the Scotch whiskies, as far as the peatiest to the lightest? Where does the Speyside fall?
Speysides are kind of in the middle. There's a lot more Speyside distilleries in Scotland than there is any other region. That's right along the River Spey. They're just very concentrated. There's some 60 odd distilleries in that region. So there's a pretty good of variability, but they tend to be not that peaty. They tend to be kind of light to midland in terms of body and spiciness and all those kinds of things. But a lot of the most popular ones, Glenfiddich, Glenfiddich, Glenlivet, all those are Speysides. Some Balvenie.
And if you were to look at a map of Scotland, I know you've done this too, which is why I'm asking you, because I know you'll remember. The Speyside, where do you remember where that is located geographically within Scotland?
Yeah, and so if you looked at, Scotland's kind of like that, so it's right here on the northeast coast of Scotland. So then the River Spey empties into the ocean there, and that all the way back into the Highlands kind of is where the River Spey goes. So it goes from the Highlands to the ocean there. So I don't know, it's like a 60-mile stretch, and along that is all these distilleries that are just concentrated because the spring water runs out of the Highlands into the River Spey, and on its way down from the Highlands, it's a convenient place to locate a distillery to
Amen.
collect your water.
For sure.
So you have good, clean source of water for whiskey. And also, they built a railroad there in the 1800s from the southern part of Scotland and from England. So it made it a very good, convenient place to put your distillery so you could get it to market. And that's why Campbelltown, it started out as the center of whiskey. It had once like 30 distilleries. Then a lot of it shifted to the Speysides.
Huh.
And I'm curious too, and as you can tell, we do Scotch Whiskey Month because Doug is very knowledgeable about Scotch whiskeys. You're actually going to Scotland, which is going to be so
do you
So
cool.
how many times is this
Um,
for Scotland?
This will be my third visit. Leaving in September. We'll be there a couple of weeks. 1 week is with my group of buddies that do something every Labor Day, and then after that is another week that my wife will be joining me, and we'll be driving around Scotland. So
Very
trying
cool.
to stay on the right side of the road, correct side.
The left side.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
Well,
that's-
Shauna will make sure you stay
Yeah.
on the right side of the road in every way.
Yes.
So you said it's kind of you said it's the northwest or
Northeast,
Northeast.
kind of,
Northeast.
before, if you go to the northwest, kind of, it goes back up, the land goes way up there, but that's that flat stretch kind of on the northeast coast is where Speyside is.
So are you going to hit all of the different regions while you're there? Or?
We'll be in Isla, right? That's my whiskey center, if you will, where all the great whiskeys I love come from. So with the boys, we'll be walking around Jura and Isla and visiting all the distilleries. So I'll get my fill of that, and then with Shauna, we're going to be driving all over Scotland. So we'll visit. We'll probably do one distillery since I'll have gotten my fill by then. But we're going to visit a lot of castles, and we'll look at a lot of medieval tapestries.
That sounds like a very cool
things
trip.
like that.
Take a lot of pictures so we
Yeah,
can
we'll
over
take
have
a lot
dinner
of
at your house.
No, it's a beautiful countryside. It really is.
Well, the people are fantastic, I've heard.
Yeah,
that they're very welcoming, and it's just you feel right at home anytime you go somewhere there.
Right, and this trip will be my third visit to Dunbar, which is where my family castle is on the southeast coast of Scotland. They call it Sunny Dunny. That's because it's the most sun of anywhere in Scotland.
A new nickname is born.
And our castle's not very spectacular. It's kind of a pile of rubble because they discovered that once cannons were invented, having a castle right on the coast wasn't really the best.
Gunpowder,
So the British kind of just blew it to pieces, and anyway.
Location.
Exactly. But it's interesting, and there's a little place that's right there called the Rocks Inn, which is right next to where the castle is. I've stayed there a couple times. I've had fun with the fact that my name and everything being Dunbar, and the Scots are kind of known for their frugality. And I'm checking out from this hotel, and I gave them my credit card. And I said, "I'll have the family discount, please." And she looks at it total seriously. "Oh no, we don't do discounts here."
My goodness.
Yeah. So
That is a great accent.
Oh, his accent's
That has got to be one of the best accents ever. To listen to somebody who's actually from there talk, I could do that all day long and never get tired of that.
There's
it is
Pittsburgh
fun.
accent.
It's fun.
He's got a Pittsburgh
You just
accent.
don't want to hear that.
Wow.
Sit on the Davenport and wash your clothing.
Warsh.
You gotta wash it.
Get in my belly.
My mom still says Warsh. She's from Western Pennsylvania, and she says instead of Wednesday, she says Wednesday, Tuesday. Another Pittsburgh thing. So.
Too funny. That's
Okay, we're back to Scotch. So
yeah.
We better taste this thing, right?
But no, I like talking about that
Yeah.
because I think it is so interesting that we do highlight that and highlight your knowledge about that as well. I just one last question because I don't have any nose or palate notes on this.
Okay.
It was very limited. So the location of where it's at, since it's on the ocean, do you get that ocean flavor on the Speysides?
Well, is this? I didn't. Did you read that it's mostly comprised of a mixture of Speyside?
I didn't get any.
Yeah,
I've been
I didn't
slacking
find
this week.
I didn't find a whole lot. Let me see. It just, from what I saw, it just says it's a collection of single malt whiskeys,
Okay.
and it's named for the loch, as you mentioned. It's derived from Old Norse. Classic blend, carefully selected single malt. So it could be more than just Speyside. Yeah. No, I see it here. Yeah, you're right. It's a blend of Speyside malt. So, not generally Speysides don't have that oceanic Isla character because it's kind of on the river along, the valley that leads to the ocean, but it's not really like right on the ocean. Inchgower, I think, is right on the ocean there, where the Spey, empties into the sea. But most of them are not. So it's not known for that oceanic character. So we'll see. It probably.
All right.
It looks like it kind of looks like a Speyside color-wise, so
All right. Let's.
probably has a
pass
lot
it
of
on.
that heritage.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
hey, wait. Where did mine go?
That's yours.
I will say for it.
No, you take it.
No, just
Let me-
pour
hang on.
yourself another.
I'm going to.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Here you go.
I will say it's 480 proof. I'm surprised that it's dark.
It's
It
dark.
is.
Yeah, it is dark.
It is, but
Is this blended or
It's
single?
Blended,
It's blended.
blended.
It is blended.
blended
Blended.
of mostly space side,
Okay.
which you would like generally. So
Ooh.
I do have a classic blend containing
Sort of.
Speyside and Island malts, each matured for at least 12 years.
So island is not island. Island means other islands other than island Jura. So that could mean anything. Orkney. Could mean Sky.
Man, I gotta do it like this, right?
Well, get your finger out of your
Keep
nose.
your mouth
Yeah,
open.
no,
Keep
on the
your mouth
outside. There you go.
Oh, okay. Well, you can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
So Greg,
It's kind of heavy. It's kind of heavy.
did you
got good
pick this
legs.
up?
Thank you.
No, that came from
I was looking at Jimmy.
Oh,
that came from the cheese man.
Oh, okay. I'm
We're not. Are we not tasting?
We're nosing.
No, we're
just nosing
nosing.
it right now.
I'm just curious. I think what I saw online is it's about $32, but I don't know if you can get
I think
it
we paid-
locally here.
You can't
in
get
the
You
it
Cleveland
can't get
area.
it. You can't get it here.
Oh, that was my next
You
question.
can't get it in
No.
Ohio.
Where would do you think just other like California, other
You know,
places?
Total Wines,
Yeah.
all that. You know, the big conglomerate stores, they all have it. Okay. Supposedly it's going to be in Ohio, but that's rumor on the street. So.
While you guys are nosing, I am going
Boy, that's a
to.
nice
Hey,
one.
RJ, thanks for joining us.
RJ, what's up?
Or Jay.
Oh, Thomas Owens
Oh, Mr. Reverend, what's
is
going on?
on
today?
the
Rev.
scroll.
Awesome. What's he got to say?
Hey, can I join in?
Yeah, jump in.
Yeah, come on,
Where
RJ.
you at? Are you
where
here?
you at?
Were you here? Are you here, Rev? I'll unlock the door.
Oh, and hey, Amelia. Thanks for
Amelia.
watching us.
Nice.
RJ's wife.
Awesome.
They say never trust a skinny cook, but you can trust her.
RJ's one that helped me do the floor.
We got Nunzio. and
Nice.
Nuncio's
too.
watching. Awesome.
floor looks good.
Thank you.
Or did
I'll
we
be on
already
it
say
later.
that?
I don't know. Is the Rev here? Is he
I
is
keep
Rev
drinking,
here?
I
Is
will
he-
be.
Pick me up
He's
off of it later.
online. I don't know where he is,
Okay,
but
all right.
Rev, if you're in the area, stop on by. The door's probably locked, so just give Greg a call before you
Right. Give me a
You try to-
text.
come in.
Awesome.
All right. I'll make
Go
some
ahead.
comments.
Go ahead,
I'm
go
getting. I get vanilla and butterscotch. Those
Me
are
too,
the
butterscotch.
biggest things for sure, and that's
Mhm.
not uncommon for a Speyside whiskey.
So I just did a search for Shieldaig on OHLQ, and it says nada. Nothing's found. So
Well,
it's not here yet.
Well, we're
supposedly.
just going fresh here then.
Right.
We can't be wrong. That's
This is
what that-
cutting edge.
Yeah.
Right. Everything we say is
Look at
to be
us.
You know, we talk
We're
about vanilla,
virgins.
we talk about caramel. That's kind of a natural thing with oak, if you will. So
a Scottish whiskey. It's kind of a given. It's going to be a bourbon cask. This looks like it's. I'm sure there might be some sherry finish in here, but it looks a lot like a standard kind of not.
I don't get it really any ethanol or anything.
No, it's an 80 proof. Yeah, there's not a lot of heat here, but I get sweetness, like we said, the butterscotch, caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than vanilla. I just kind of get a butterscotch caramel.
I don't get any
Very
dryness out of it.
pleasant. Nothing dry. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing oaky.
Dry,
Or
yeah.
not too much on the oaky side.
And the nose is beautiful.
Jimmy, I know
You know,
you're
that
a
sweetness. You talk about butterscotch.
Yeah.
It's right there. You know.
Yeah, it makes you definitely makes you want to taste.
Sorry, dear. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I
no,
wasn't.
yeah.
I wasn't. I know Jimmy's another Scotch lover, as you are, Wizard. But you like your single malts.
Mm-hmm.
How does this
I like it on the nose.
on the nose?
Mm-hmm.
You like it on? I like it on the
Easy,
nose.
I like it
dog.
on the nose.
Easy, dog. Easy. Slow down. Slow down. Family show.
Ruh-roh.
Matt,
All right.
any thoughts?
Any thoughts?
I'm waiting to taste this.
All right.
All right,
All right.
well
What do we
then.
got on the nose, Karen? What do we got on the nose?
I don't have
Oh, you
any
have
of
nothing.
that.
Okay.
I
All right.
don't. It was very
We're going
limited
rogue.
doing.
Okay.
As
So.
long as I smell banana. I mean,
Do you? You smell banana?
well, look at his nose. I mean,
There is.
I mean, ever since COVID, I can't smell a damn thing.
Really? You still haven't gotten to that?
All right. I'm diving in.
Okay, taste.
Mmm.
Wow.
Mm.
Me
Oh.
liking.
I thought you might. That's why.
Yeah, thanks for inviting. I mean, I like this. You guys turned me on to monkey shoulder, and I love monkey shoulder, but if I can get my hands on this.
And what did we say the cost was?
I saw it online for
$32?
$32.
Wow.
I would,
That's really good.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Man, it's fruity.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
It's almost grapey.
Yeah.
It's almost like dark grape.
There's no fruit on the nose. You get some. I get orchard fruit on the palate along with.
Me too.
With a
Some
grape,
of the-
definitely.
Definitely grape.
That I
Dark
taste.
grape.
Yep.
Almost like, I hate to say this, almost like Italian grapes.
You know,
Nothing
like a-
wrong with
like
dark
you're talking about
purple
a red,
grapes.
like a purple grape.
Yeah.
I get the
Like
orchard
concord?
fruit. I'm getting more.
It's good.
Yeah.
Put this on my toast.
There you go.
So I'm checking really quick online, just Googling Shieldaig the Classic. I'm finding it anywhere from $18 to $24.
Well,
That's
that
it?
bottle was $25.
Well, I would just say,
That's a great value.
yeah, it's no. I will say, definitely, it's worth that for sure, because it's
great.
very
It's
respectable. I could
beautiful.
just see, yeah, I'm feeling like a Scottish whiskey. This would be easy to just grab. I'm watching TV, pour a dram. If I was having a serious session, maybe not, but everyday drinker is definitely there.
I wish we had the nose, but I'm telling you what,
Yeah.
it's definitely like wild grape. It's good.
Oh, here comes the thunder that Bob was telling us about.
Better not be raining tomorrow.
It's supposed to rain around.
I got my
Especially
Woody.
tomorrow
You
evening.
got your Woody.
Well, tomorrow morning doesn't matter. Tomorrow evening doesn't matter. Tomorrow morning's good.
Yeah, I have a wood splitter if you want to come.
A
split
whoopee.
split your wood.
Who what?
Oh.
A whoopee.
Pay no attention to the man in that green shirt.
All right. What do you guys? What,
I was.
go ahead.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Karen,
I
we
feel
haven't
like
heard
I'm
from
talking too much. I want to know, Matt and Mark, Nick,
Whatever. Call me whatever. It's all right.
Are you guys Scotch people, or do you?
I know
was
Matt
never a
is.
Scotch person until we went to that Johnny Walker tasting, which he had mentioned on an earlier
A birthday,
birthday. That was a great time.
12 years ago or so.
Yeah. And then I enjoy a good Scotch and a cigar, reading something, or just listening to YouTube and just sitting back. My wife knows that when I grab a cigar and I go out in the back with a bottle and some ice, it's just nighttime. Just let me decompress. And this would be something I would decompress daily.
I would agree that this
it's
it's very
really
tasty.
good. I can't
Isn't it
believe
nice?
it. For the price.
And you like blended. That's one of the
I do,
reasons I
and-
invited
and
you
I
tonight.
thank
'Cause
you.
I
I
know
really
you
enjoyed
like
it.
your Johnny Walkers and
Yeah.
your blended whiskeys.
Well, the
It's
monkey shoulder is like my
Yeah.
go-to whiskey
Yeah.
or Scotch now.
Yeah, I love
Thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And
So
I
happy.
kind of
glad
find
you
it,
could make it.
it. I won't say it's a long finish, but it's almost a long finish.
For an 80 proof, yes.
That's good.
It kind of has a slope, where it goes out and then it just kind of dissipates very softly.
But I will.
I would agree with that.
I do kind of on the very end of I'm just sitting here kind of tasting it. I do get that dry oak.
There's a little dryness on the finish. I mean, I can tell you got, 12 years. It's pretty. That's a respectable Scottish whiskey age. So
It's nice. There's so much more in that bottle that I wish I could pull out, but man, I'll tell you what, it's fantastic.
it's a great everyday drinker, and for the money, I'd say it. I highly
can't
recommend
beat
it. Oh, no question.
Sure.
Right?
There's nothing better than a good cigar, a good drink, and good friends. And
Well, I
this
appreciate
is it
that.
right here. This is the trifecta.
here,
Thank you. Yeah, very much. My dearest friends.
You don't have to kiss our butt. You'll get
Yeah.
more whiskey.
Yeah, you get some. We'll probably.
And they won't charge you.
Probably feed you after the show too.
I'm getting fat too. You guys are fantastic. What are we doing next week?
Jimmy, what do you
Jimmy,
think?
what do you think? Yeah.
Oh, he just took
Uh-oh,
it.
You took a bite. No, you
just-
can't do that to him.
Oh, imagine this. Jimmy's eating some chips.
Give me chips.
So,
Oh, chips, your new
It was
nickname.
not intended. I brought the Glen Ross tonight, which has vanilla and some.
it's another light space.
It's kind of similar to the Glen Ross.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think the Glenrothes is a little smoother in my opinion, but
Okay.
Greg's right. I think this has a longer finish, so I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
It's and this is obviously darker than the Glenrothes. I don't know why, but the taste I think is similar. What do you think?
It depends on char.
Yeah, I
depends
think
on
that
the
the
oak. it
roast that
depends
you
on
have
all
is
that stuff,
very.
so.
It's an intentionally light whiskey, right? The way they put that one together, but
Where can you get it at, though, is my question.
yeah.
I'll get
It
it.
says pickup. Where do you pick it up?
Well,
at?
yeah. See, this is Total Wines, so that's. I think Greg, you mentioned you could probably get it at Total Wines.
I'll get-
you
I'll
can't
get
get
it.
that here, but
I'll get it.
Is it
Give
in
me a bottle and
Pennsylvania?
I'll pay it for it.
we'll find out.
I'll get it.
I'm close there for work, so I can always swing by and grab a case if you guys want it.
Pennsylvania is very
A
hit or
case?
miss. So.
If you want it.
I was gonna say.
Well, we got 6 people here. That's what, 2 bottles apiece. That's good.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
All right, let's.
I did find something really. I am so sorry. I did find something on the tasting notes. It says harmonious oak, malt, and smoke flavors with a long and elegant finish.
There
Okay.
you go,
See,
Benji. You have it.
Close,
Maybe it's because
close,
I like
close.
Isla's, but
Close.
smoke is not something I would describe on this whiskey.
I'm not getting the smoke, but you know what? You saw me pick up my cigar, so I'm gonna tap into that a little bit while you guys are doing ratings, and I'm gonna try it with this cigar.
All right, don't you want to try? Well, anyway, that's fine. I'd like to get your comparison, sans cigar and with cigar. But anyway,
What's our show? What was this? Our third show today?
Put a 2 in front of the 3.
Oh.
yeah,
21.
what comes next?
Don't do math. Ever.
Yeah.
I am a guru in numbers, believe it or not.
No, I said meth. Don't do meth.
Oh, meth.
Oh, meth.
Oh. Yeah, I gotta quit that.
So the rating system is 1 to 5,
Yes.
and
that's-
5 being you absolutely have to have it.
Well, no. Well, yeah, 5 is the best
The
ever.
best you've ever had.
4 is I absolutely want to have it at
Oh.
all times in my collection,
Okay.
and then so on. So we've talked about this. Our average is about a 3.5 because we usually don't drink horrible whiskey. So yeah, that's probably our rating average if you average it all out. So all right,
All right. Got it.
fair enough.
I'm matriculating.
You're a tricky lady.
Matriculating.
Oh, don't use big words around.
So we've talked about the value already. We've hinted at that because of the price. So, but the score is, since we were talking about that, it's not. It's independent. We don't. The score is what it is. It's we don't consider it a ratio of the price and all that. So we'll make those comments, but the score should just be how does this rank against all whiskeys where you put it. So. To that point, I'll go ahead and start. This is a very good whiskey, great whiskey for the money. I put it smack dab. It's right in there at like a 3.4 for me.
3.4.
It's it definitely hits above its weight in terms of its drinkability and enjoyment and all those things. So I really like it.
Nice. Anyone else want to go next?
I'll go. I mean, I'm the blend guy. I guess that's why I'm here. And if I saw this on the shelf, I'd be tempted to grab 2 bottles because to me, this is something you drink. For me, every day when I want to go out in my garage and smoke a cigar and have a nice Scotch, I'd give it a 3.75, 3.8. I would buy this in a heartbeat. In fact, I'm going to steal that and do a bait and switch. Look, Greg, Haley's coming. Then I'm going to take.
Oh, look, Elvis.
Yeah.
Do you want some more? Would you like some more?
No, I'm going to wait.
Okay.
Man, I'll jump in then because I was thinking the exact same thing you were. If you see it somewhere, I'd grab this,
Oh, yeah.
and it would be something that I could sit and enjoy. Especially, you sit out on the back deck, you've got nice quiet evening. I thought it was great. I was thinking 3.8,
Yeah.
3.8
Yeah.
for me, and I have a limited palate on this. So
Me
for
too.
me, limited number to compare it against, but I like this. I think it's very drinkable.
It's very drinkable.
It is
for sure.
for sure.
For the price, you can't beat it.
Jimmy, do you have a number in mind, or are you still
Jimmy,
thinking?
you got a number on?
I'll rate it as simply as a blended. I won't rate it against a. I won't rate it against a single malt. I'll rate it as a blended as a 3.6.
3.6.
So Jimmy
from Jimmy.
does it as a blended.
As a
He's-
blended.
I like his. I like that, Jimmy. I like where you went with that. So in his rating against other blendeds, he's given it a 3.6. Very good.
I'm gonna go, Greg, just because I know you're gonna give a little bit longer of a review because you're doing before and after your cigars. So I'm gonna say I'm a Scotch girl, and I'm gonna jump out and give this a higher score than you guys have given it so far, but just by a little bit, 3.85.
All right.
You had to go out to the second digit, didn't you?
Well, we like that here.
I did.
We
I,
like
and,
to do
and, and as I'm writing them down, I'm like 3.60. I will say what's interesting is I didn't get the smokiness on the
No.
first taste, but as I'm letting it sit in the glass and kind of just relax or whatever you call it, I am getting that smoky flavor to it.
You know, right after he lit the cigar, I did too. I got that smoky.
Well, look,
believe
it's
it-
got some island whiskey, so it may actually have some.
I
You
never
know,
get
some.
We're never
peanut or
getting back
smoky
here, you know.
whiskeys in it.
Enjoy your moment here.
That's good.
So when Doug, you were talking about the smoke. So I was like, you know what? I don't think I got the smoke, but before I lit the cigar, finished my thing, and I would say I did get some smoke, but it was so light I could see how you could go over that and not really catch it. But there is a little smokiness to it. You're exactly right.
Well, and there might be, yeah, definitely, because it says islands, right? So
It does say
Those are
island
typically,
malts, yes.
if it's Sky or Orkney, those are going to have peat. So it's probably got a few in there, and that's where that little bit of smoke is finding its way out, you know. But I didn't get a lot of it, but I suppose it could. I definitely wouldn't be surprised if there's some in there.
So that bottle that I got, not this in particular bottle, this was the second bottle, or yeah, forget it.
The
Never
one you
mind.
found, the
The
one
one-
that was
yeah.
found upstairs?
Yeah, the one that's found upstairs. But anyway, long story short, I have had that, and but it wasn't out of a whiskey glass, so to say. So I liked it. I thought it was smooth when I tried it the first time, which I tried this like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. So I just said, and not up north, but Cheese Guy, he said you were talking about that on the show. I'm going to bring a bottle back. So that's the bottle that he brought, and then cousin Ernie brought the other bottle. So I'm going to reach out to him about getting a couple of those bottles, and I'm sure he'll take care of me. But I did get that little bit of smokiness to it. It was for me, it was kind of a very, very light smoke. And I'm a little disappointed in your rating, just me, because I'm really not a Scotch guy. But at the end of the day, you know your Scotch is better than I'll ever know. But I'm a solid 3.7, man.
Okay.
And
Well,
that's-
we're
that's
usually
with
pretty
or without
aligned,
the
but that's
cigar.
okay.
With or without the cigar.
Is that good?
No, I mean that's fine. I mean we're usually pretty close.
You
but
guys
in
are,
this
yeah.
case, because I'm thinking of again, for the money, it's a 4, right? If you were comparing.
Oh,
it
yeah.
with, but I just compared it to all Scottish whiskey, whether they're single malts or not. Jimmy, of course, was
You
comparing
put it in
kind of
perspective.
with in
Yeah.
perspective to blended.
Right.
So,
And
but mine was against all whiskey.
yeah,
all
but
Scottish
but
whiskey.
don't forget, I'm really not a Scotch guy. We never.
Hey, it's
I
fun.
I like some Scotches that we do. Not that we've never had a bad Scotch. Let's be realistic. But at the end
Not
of the
since
day,
I've
I
been on
just
doing
getting
this
to
show.
getting to learn Scotch is a whole different thing. I just like I had to learn whiskey. But so-
Greg, can I ask a question?
Sure.
So you're doing the pre-cigar, post-cigar. Does a cigar enhance the flavor of what you're drinking, or does it mute the flavor? What do you get from the cigar?
It mutes the intensity of the whiskey that will give you a much better flavor.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just
That's what I
picked up.
understand.
I just picked up 2 bottles of Joseph Magnus cigar blends. So we're going to do that on the show. I'd love to have the
Sounds
same
good.
crew here.
Yeah.
to
Can
do-
I ask you a question?
Sure.
I have a friend of mine. He likes to dip his cigars into his scotch.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
not,
what
that's
do you
not
think
uncommon.
about that?
I don't mind that. I do that every once in a blue moon.
I think it would put it out.
That's what I was thinking. Doesn't it put it out?
Not
Your cigar
this
puts
way.
out.
I was
This
wondering why
way.
Monica Lewinsky. I'm sorry.
Then we are going to tell them Martin Cat.
No, we're not.
So I had a friend of mine.
Matt.
Let's talk cigars for a minute because this is a cigar and whiskey show. But I have a friend of mine and Tommy McMaster.
Yeah.
And he has a nice sized humidor, probably about the size of this pad, if you will. He would take a real sponge, like a real deal sponge, not like blue, purple, or yellow, or any of that bullshit.
one
It's
of the-
like- it's
from
like
the ocean.
An actual
Yeah,
ocean
that's-
sponge.
And he
Kind of,
would now he is not a whiskey guy. He's a straight up beer guy, Irish guy, straight up beer.
He does like his tequila too.
But he does like his
Ah,
tequila.
tequila.
So he wanted to try something. So he took that sponge and he cut a nice chunk off and he dipped it in whiskey. Okay, and I don't remember what the whiskey was, but I helped him put his bar together, so I'm sure it was good whiskey. And he put about 6 cigars, and it has that. Anybody who has a humidor, it has that wall, and you can move that wall one way or the other. So he'd take that sponge and he would soak it in there for about 10 minutes, and he would wring it out, and he'd put it in there, throw the cigars in there, and he'd shut the door, and in about 3-4 weeks, you do get that kind of whiskey, almost that aroma of bourbon, just from the vapors.
It's a great idea.
Wow.
It really is. I kind of like that
That's,
idea.
yeah, I have 2 humidors. I
Yeah.
think maybe one of them I'm going to run that
And
experiment.
so he calls me one day and he says, "You got to come over here. I want to hang out with you for a minute." It's like, okay, so I go. It's
Go
right
on,
down the road.
I have the humidors just to clarify. So I hand cigars off to my friends.
For
Yeah,
guests.
well, you do.
Yeah, for guests.
You know, and you have a lot. You travel a lot, so
That's
you
right.
do business. You listen. There's
got
nothing
you.
wrong doing business and handing out cigars.
That's right.
So whatever. So long story short, he says you got to come over here and I want to try this cigar and I want you to be part of it. I'm like, okay. So he gives me a cigar. I get a cigar. Some of the best cigars I've ever smoked, and they were like
Really?
$6 cigars.
I know.
So
Great.
Was
It's
the
good stuff.
humidification, if that's a word, any different doing it in that versus?
any humidor, any good humidor will always be humidified.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I have like 7 humidors, and at the end of the day, that moisture is always going to be there. But
Sure.
having that, you got to watch, because sometimes if some people say, "Well, I did my thing and I threw the thing in there and blah blah blah," everything tasted the same. Well, stupid.
Says that word.
Take these cigars that you want to play this with and put them together, throw the sponge in there, and just forget about it for 3 weeks,
So,
4 weeks, 5
For
weeks.
somebody that
That's
doesn't know as much about all this, so if you have a cigar that's wrapped in the plastic wrapper, right? You
Okay,
get it
yeah,
that
yeah.
way. Is it?
It'll penetrate.
It will. But you would take them out of the plastic. before you put 'em in-
Absolutely.
Yeah, before you put them in the humidor. So.
I got the guns, the scotch, and the cigars. I'm a complete man.
And the personality is right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
And the beauty. And the beauty. Don't
Did we
forget the
miss
beauty.
somebody? The talent.
Well, the beauty.
Hello, Karen.
That was
Okay,
what
I don't know what
Karen
she's talking
Helen Keller, you really got it, sister.
I'm sorry.
Too funny.
I'm sorry.
But anyway, there's nothing better. There's nothing better.
He snorts, yeah.
A guy who likes whiskeys, if you will, and likes cigars. And for even when I was drinking beer back in the day, I would look forward. And there's a lot of great beers out there that pair very well with cigars. A lot of people don't know that, but sometimes I used to just like to come home and sit down and have my friends over.
Exactly.
And we would sit down either in the back here or on the porch and just have a cigar, have a conversation, drink some beer or scotch or whiskey, because everybody, a lot of my friends are very diverse in different alcohols, if you will, including tequilas, and it would just be a nice night.
Yep.
Just be a nice
Just
night.
decompress and just.
We are going to do a tequila night at some point, right?
Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
talk
not
about that. So I'm not going to get into it too deep, but it's going to happen when you get back.
Okay.
Okay, so the Whiskey Roundtable, we are going to try tequilas.
Wouldn't be our first
Olay.
time. Oh, I'm sorry.
So we have a rep that I've named High Proof. Okay.
What else do you name a tequila wrap, right?
So and I don't want to get too much in it because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But High Proof and the company, if you will, they are going to do a show here on tequilas, and they're good tequilas.
Okay, I'm just going to add that whenever we do that,
Right.
I'm going to bring my famous, most requested Dunbar meal, the enchiritos, to serve
Okay.
whenever
All right.
we have that night. So
right.
it's a Mexican dish. It's like a Mexican lasagna. So
Okay.
Ooh.
So
That
we
sounds
just
good.
we just did
John
the
and Nathan?
event.
I do. That's my.
We just did that event a couple weeks ago
Lodge.
at
Bass Lake.
Bass Lake Tavern. So, and then prior to that, I think it was last year, the end of last year, that we also did the same thing with High Proof as well. So, anyway,
Nice.
I think, in my personal opinion, I think tequilas at some point, in my personal opinion, I think they're going to kind of overtake the bourbon industry.
Really?
That's my mentality.
Y'all keep your
All
What
right,
do you call
everybody,
those?
just
Skinners off
sit
of
back down. And I think Greg didn't really mean that, but I think he meant it's going to give
Well,
it a run for its money. It's going to become
But it
a
might
much
be
more
it might be a
popular
part
spirit.
of the show
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well. So
yeah.
that'll be a good time.
Well, count me in for the
I was
tequila.
gonna say,
I'm all in on
like
tequila.
this.
So you know,
Look, I've definitely
yeah.
come around on it.
My
I
clothes
love
fall
a
off
good
when I drink
reposado.
So
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I had a long conversation with High Proof, and they're eager to help. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sounds
That
wonderful.
sounds like fun.
So
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, no.
I don't mean to change the subject, but I'm going to change the subject a little bit because it does center around one of our sponsors, which was Royal Havana Cigars.
sure.
Last week, it was the golf outing,
Correct.
which we were there
Sure.
pretty much for the whole weekend. Jimmy, you actually did golf. How did
She sounds surprised.
do you
That's a
want,
whole story. Don't bring it up.
Do you want
Bring
to
it.
talk about how you did that day?
Well, it's
This
crap.
current.
We have a good plan. I mean, actually, I did good that day. Our foursome did, but you know, when you have a pro and 4 college players playing and that shoot 17 under.
Get out of here!
17 under.
Yeah.
So you
Oh
kicked
my
their
God.
ass.
I would have been claiming ringer all day
Oh
long.
my God.
We got to
Even
do
though our
that.
foursome
Do you need some of this?
won 2 of the closest to the pins because Gary Coe was like off the hook that day. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
Gary Coe's
Gary
a good
Coe's kicking
golfer.
ass, or
I
what?
didn't
Well,
know
He
that.
had this rusty like rescue club and he was like knocking it both par 3s. He knocked it like this close low. I'm like, dude, you're doing that
Nice.
more.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but it was actually a fantastic event. They had Arturo with the roasted pig.
Sit around. Pass
So-
it around.
You know, I gotta start golfing in
So
your
we
outings.
did the.
Yeah, you
No,
should.
you know what? No, because the last outing I was in with Matt Souza, we stayed right about par the entire round. Nobody could hit water falling out of a boat on our team.
But we had a good time.
Oh, we had a great time, but we couldn't golf for crap. So,
So I'm
Well,
just.
go ahead.
I'm sorry, Greg. Again, I'm tripping all over you today. You had a pro and
No, we didn't. There was a pro and 4 college players apparently. 3 college.
oh, I thought it
players.
was your team that was 17 under.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. No, I don't want to golf with you then.
No,
I thought he was the ringer.
no, we were 5 under, but the
I'd take that.
Oh, I'd take that
the
too.
team that won it was like, yeah,
Were you playing best ball or?
Yeah, it's a
best
scramble.
ball.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's
Were
still
they in your-
pretty
that's
damn
really
good.
good.
the team that
Par
won it,
would
the
be
team that won it was
outstanding.
like a club pro and 3 college
Yeah, yeah.
players. It's
Well,
fantastic.
Takes the fun out of it.
there's
No,
no
it doesn't.
handicapper.
Do
And
they don't do
Yes.
handicap?
No, not on a scramble
No,
because
no,
you're
no.
playing best ball.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
Everybody
it was a-
hits.
it was a
Somebody that's good at math needs to invent.
It was a great outing.
Anyway,
it always is. Agreed.
that's interesting. But
It was started out as 10 groups. This past year, it was 30 groups.
Wow.
That's amazing.
well, that's good.
I'm
And
just glad.
here's for Royal Havana. I just want to say.
Yeah, they do
Havana
this.
cigars.
They do this golf outing every August.
Every August,
In
beginning of every
Decatur.
August.
The first week of August they do it.
usually.
So if you are interested in doing that next year,
Yeah,
definitely check into it when the summer hits.
sure.
And,
It's
and
worth
get
it
your
just
name
for
in
the
the
coleslaw.
just for his coleslaw.
I made.
Oh,
Matt
So
likes
I got
Greg's
to tell you,
coleslaw, I guess.
I got to tell you the story.
This
So
is great.
So I'm at Dave's house, and sometimes on a Wednesday, I don't want to do business at Royal Havana. I'd rather hang out with Dave at his house, and the normal crew come around in the evening. We get our stuff taken care of, and long story short, I said to Dave, I said, I'm so glad that, because I kind of complained last year. I was like, I am not, listen, it's a 16-hour day for me to do, and I cook all the food, and I don't have a problem with that. But the problem isn't the food, it's where the golfers get done playing golf, and then they go to the bar, and they're screwing around, and everybody's waiting to eat. And I'm like, we're supposed to be eating at like 4 or 5 o'clock, and people are showing up at 8 o'clock, and there's no food left, and all the BS. And I'm just like, I'm done with this. We gotta eat. We're gonna separate it or what? So anyhow, long story short, this year they did that. They had a food truck.
Nice.
Perfect. So everybody, when they were done golfing, they could eat
Mission Barbecue.
Mission Barbecue, and
Oh,
they
you gotta love that.
exactly. We have a Mission Barbecue in Solon, don't we? Right there. I think it's Michigan. I'm almost positive, 99% sure. But anyway, long story short, so everybody could get there. Plus, I said to Dave, he says, well, we have people that are gonna be here, and they can buy dinner tickets and all that stuff, and it'd just be for that. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm in for that. He goes, well, we're gonna do a pig, blah blah blah. I said I haven't done one since college, but anyway, so I turn around.
There's a joke there.
That was a joke there.
I know, but-
So almost as funny as your joke. But anyway, so I said let's do. I said, you know what? Besides pork, let's do barbecue chicken. Let me do barbecue chicken. And I said, let's do. He says, I want green beans because he loves green beans. I said, okay, let's do green beans. Blah blah blah. Let's do. He goes, I want your homemade applesauce. I'm like, okay, I do homemade applesauce. I turn around. I said, I like coleslaw as well. I'm like, okay, let's do coleslaw. Blah blah blah. So long story short, we get out there, and we're setting up the table and getting everything done, and we're getting the pig ready. We're doing all the stuff, and people come up with their tickets to get their meals, and everybody was good this year. I can't say enough. Everybody knew their role. Okay, so long story short, it was the food was a success. Everybody had a great time. We get home. We got there at 3 o'clock. We got home at midnight, and I walk in the door and I say to Karen, "Holy shit!"
What?
She says, "What?" I go, "We never put the chicken in the car.
Yeah,
It was
that
on the
shit.
table."
Oh, call me up. Doesn't he make cornbread too?
Oh yes.
His cornbread is
So-
unbelievable.
So I turn
No,
around.
I'm getting the feeling that you're not just about cigars. You're one hell of a cook. We gotta.
Well,
Oh,
thank
he
you,
has
thank you. So-
when it comes to
Oh my
smoking,
gosh.
and
So I grew up in the kitchen.
grilling,
So,
and that kind of stuff.
so I turn around and I said to Karen, I go, I got to go back to Royal Havana tomorrow. She's like, and I took that tin, I put it right in the refrigerator, blah blah blah, and the big hillbilly cooler outside, and I said I'll just take it there tomorrow. So she's like, okay. So she's tired. She goes, I'm not going with you. I'm just going to stay home. I was like, okay, well I got to go out there because it's Dave paid the bill. I want to make sure he gets his freaking food. So anyway, I roll out there and I'm thinking, you know what? I love Dave. I love Nunzio, the Rev. I love that whole crew. They're such great guys, right? So I go out there and I'm like, I said to Karen, I'm just gonna have a cigar. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Just one.
Famous
Just
last words.
one
Famous
cigar.
last words.
Don't go for the one.
And so then our very good friend of ours that is living in Canada right now, I won't get into indulge what he does for a living, and he's in town. So the next thing I know, I get there, I don't know, it's probably 1, 2 o'clock maybe, and I think I got home around 9.
The next morning.
Those are the best times, though.
But we had a great time.
That's all that counts.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun stuff. But
What's a good friend of mine say? It's not hard to.
It's not hard to have fun. My daughter Lindsay's on the scroll.
what's
Lindsay
up?
Boo.
What else we got on the scroll?
Lindsay
What else on the
Boo.
scroll? Miss
Birthday.
Lindsay, it's her
It's
birthday.
her birthday week.
Hey, happy
Cam-
birthday.
She's
birthday,
August
Liz.
8th, and my son Cameron's August 9th. So they both have
Cameron just did the
birthdays
show
this week.
recently.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, we talked about this whiskey not having a lot of smoke, or we were talking about could we discern it. I have a feeling that next week's whiskey, there probably won't be any doubt. And what is?
It's a fireplace. What are you trying to say?
What is next week's whiskey?
A camping fire.
Let's take a little ride on the bottle cam, and we'll find out.
All right, kids. Be right back.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
So Jimmy, what?
I just want to give a shout out to Dave and another great cigar outing, and the cooks and everything like that. And
Our
Dave
cigar
has
roller.
Dave has a actual Cuban cigar roller who is a friend, comes in town for 3 days, 3-day cigar rolling event. His name's Pablo. He
Great guy.
learned the cigar trade at the Romeo and Juliet factory in Havana, in Cuba, and Pablo Cigars. He actually has his own website now, called Pablo Cigar Show, and he's a Cuban cigar roller. He's in town for 3 days for that cigar outing every year.
Great guy. He's always there. On key. He's always there.
RJ says Ardbeg. Now that's a man's Scotch. So the wee beastie definitely is going to be. Well, we'll find out next week. But yeah, I hope everybody could hear Jimmy. But yeah, Pablo was
Dave's good friend.
Dave's
Pablo.
good friend.
He actually has his own website now, Pablo Cigar Show, and you can buy
Pablo
his
Cigar
hand-rolled Cuban style cigars.
Yep.
Yeah.
And is that like a podcast that he talks about? How
No, it's a website.
just a website. Okay, I'm just curious. I'm
Talking
sorry.
about Cubans.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking at the scroll. RJ Polina says the Ardbeg wee beastie is smokier than a charcoal stick. So
Awesome.
Wow.
we'll
Well,
see.
RJ, I guess
We'll
I'll see you next week.
Yeah. Come on down.
Imagine if I cooked and you threw it in a bottle because it's
Right.
like charcoal.
And Amelia put a little seasoning on it. That's
Oh
Too funny.
goodness!
All right,
No,
kids.
But yeah, Jimmy, thank you for mentioning that
Yep.
for Royal
Absolutely.
Havana. And yeah, if you guys are interested in doing the golf outing,
that'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
yeah, just remember this time of year.
Want to thank Matt and Mark.
Our
And,
pleasure. I
No,
enjoyed
thank
this.
you guys for
guys.
letting us come
Yeah,
out. This
we
was
had a
great.
good time.
That's
we went
great.
way above our usual hour, so
It's
appreciate
good
you
thing
guys.
you went to the bathroom before.
That's
we
it.
started.
He's been going to the bathroom all night here.
But you don't know.
Appreciate you guys being our guests today. So.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Thank
Yeah.
you guys. Appreciate it.
What do you got,
Great.
Dougie?
Been great. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. Remember, if you don't get to watch the show live, please do check it out whenever it's convenient. You can go to our YouTube page, find the latest show, or even past shows that you haven't seen, and please watch them. It's that total views that help us keep all this going. And tonight, subscribe if you haven't to our YouTube page. All that
Not
kind
just
of stuff.
tonight. Subscribe any night you want to.
Yes. Yeah, subscribe to our page so you get all the updates, all that, and we'll leave you with a closing quote tonight. This one comes from Robin Scherbatsky. She's a TV character from How I Met Your Mother, and she said, I love Scotch. That's old enough to order its own Scotch. So,
That's a good one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey kids, thanks for watching, hanging out with us today. I hope it was a good show for y'all. And always look for the Whiskey Wizard, which is a part of on YouTube as well. So for extra views and
this week's was on blended whiskey.
there it was, blended whiskey.
Yeah.
So thank you, Mark. Thank you, Matt. And always a good time. So and Jimmy Fall, thanks for hanging out with us.
Jimmy!
So until next week, I am your host, Big G.
Matt Souza.
There you go.
Karen Allen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
Mark Nicastro.
There you go, kids. We'll catch you guys next week.
So
God
long,
bless
everybody.
you.
Have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Down goes Anderson.
If whiskey stopped working, every bar in town would be closing their doors, shutting down. Everybody would be trapped with their thoughts, 'cause nothing numbs the pain like bourbon or Scotch. Oh no, oh no, no. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped. Poor Jack D would be out of a job. Jameson and Bean would be cut off. Hank Williams songs wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, this whole damn world would be a mess. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped, oh. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably halfway out of this town, leaving Tennessee. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I never get over you. Whiskey stopped working.